Welcome back to another Pies training video. So this is our first session back after our game on Thursday. Well, first session outside, who knows what they're doing indoors. But our first session back since our game on Thursday. And then 2 days after the VFL on Saturday. So it was a really, really, really light session. There were a couple of players missing though. So Jordan De Goey wasn't there. Lipinski, Will Hoskin-Elliott, Charlie West, and Dan Houston all weren't out there. You can see Darcy Moore here and Tom Mitchell, so they were a part of the rehab group for the majority of the session. Then they went off a little bit later on in the session before they started doing full ground drills.
We've got, what's his name, the little fella, 28, in the forward line, the little bloke, you see.
You know that little under 16 freestyle that
So you will remember after the game, there was a tweet from Mitch Cleary that said that Nick Daicos, Jamie Elliott, and Darcy Moore were all going to be sent for scans, something to do with shoulders and stuff like that. I can say that Nick Daicos trained the whole session. He did full match sim. There wasn't much tackling or anything like that, but he did everything that he did. Darcy Moore, like I said earlier, went off. You see Mychek here looking very good after that abdominal strain. And who else was it? Jamie Elliott. He went off a little bit later on in the session as well. So did Josh Daicos. But like I said, it was a really light training session. I wouldn't look into anything as of yet. Wednesday is the next main one before our game on Saturday. So that's the one that we're going to have to sort of look into and see what's going on.
Cameron can kick ball.
Yeah, Cameron tends to play behind the ball.
Yeah, that as well, yeah.
The things that interested me from this session was there was a lot of goal kicking. Mychek was pretty much just doing goal kicking the whole time. Jack Crisp was training with the defenders, as was Harry Perryman. That's what we've seen Harry Perryman do throughout the year, really, unless it was those couple of games at the start. So they were training there. Oscar Steen, I shouted him out in that VFL video. You see Will Parker there doing some incredible stuff in the VFL. Wouldn't be surprised if Oscar Steen did debut a little bit later this year. There's a bit more of Mychek just looking, really good from that abdominal strain.
If Swans go backwards this year, you watch it get some help.
Sorry, I did forget to mention earlier as well. You can see Darcy Moore going off here, and you'll see Josh Daicos and Jamie Elliott go off in a second. But I did forget to mention that Scott Pendlebury was out training as well, and so was Braden Maynard. So out of the 4 players that got dropped last week, or managed last week, the only player not training was Jordan De Goey. I dare say Jordan De Goey doesn't play. That's my very, very early call. Again, we'll wait till what happens on Wednesday. But for them to say, "Oh, it's a week," and then not be out there on a Monday, I don't know. It's a bit weird to me. So we will definitely see on Wednesday what the sort of full squad is looking like. Because, like I said, the VFL players didn't do any of this match sim because they had just played a game 2 days ago.
We'd love to have him, I'll tell you.
But that was pretty much it from this session. Again, like I said, very light. I did like the full match, the full ground match sims. I don't know if you could hear it when they're sort of the whistles sort of going and stuff like that. But they do like 30, 45 seconds of just normal get it out of defense or whatever the scenario is. And then they go straight away, all right, chaos ball, let's go, just smash it in long. But again, Thank you so much for tuning in. Just a nice short training video today. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys then. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll see you guys later.
So I wouldn't be too concerned about who's on here. Just say like.
It looks like they run them off their legs, and then during